Good day everybody, Johan Swart again, and welcome back to my channel. I want to just inform everybody who haven't noticed it that the name of my channel changed. I changed it from Johan Swart 100, which is just my name and surname and email address on Gmail. That's how I started the channel many years ago. I changed it to Boerboel Academy for a very good reason. And it's because I believe that we need to impart knowledge to the breeders and to the world. There's way too much misinformation about the Boerboel and the Boerboel breed. And somewhere somebody's got to start drawing a line and say, listen, this guy really knows something or he doesn't know anything. So the way to do it is to set up an academy and to start setting standards. Standards of knowledge for breeders, standards of knowledge for whatever role you want to play in the Boerboel world. Because we all have to have a certain level of knowledge before we can start advising other people. And it's not just because of a certain position that you were elected to that you got knowledge all of a sudden infused into your head overnight. That does not happen. Sadly, it does not. This video is about breed killers. I want to talk about the whole dilemma that the whole of the dog world faces, and that is that the moment dog starts being regulated and have a proper breed standard and all the events starts happening around dogs and the dog world, the breed seems to deteriorate. Now I've seen that in many breeds. Just have a look at a bull mastiff, what it looked like years ago. Look at what it looks like now. Look at a Cane Corsa, the old Cane Corsas, and look at them now. It's horrible. The King Charles Spaniels, they've been bred to such a minute head size that they have seizures. That it's people's whim that comes into the breed and it destroys breeds. Now that is breed blindness. We don't see what is happening in our breed anymore. We used to say that a guy that doesn't see what's happening in his kennel has got kennel blindness, he's suffering from kennel blindness. But I have to admit today that I think there's a great deal of breed blindness, especially in the Boerboel breed lately. And how does it happen? It happens at shows, mostly at shows, or at other events where there's no quality control. Quality control is the key issue that we need. We need some advisory structure on the side which is not regulated or subservient to the breeders who has to say you are here wrong or you are here right. You know, breeders make notoriously, let me rather use another analogy and say that wolves make very poor shepherds. And we need to find a solution. Because what happens? Dogs appear at a show. On the sidelines sits a very important person. And he says, oh, look at that dog. Look at the head. Look at the head of that dog. That is what I want. That is the ideal. Now that person is very important in the Boerboel world. The people sitting around him hears what he says. And he's probably instructed the evaluators or the judges at the show on what he likes. And everybody wants to please the boss. So what happens is the dog with the big head, the massive head, even if it's out of proportion, wins. What happens at the next show? The people with the dogs that are actually on standard start feeling a little bit left behind, a little bit left out, because the dog with the big head wins. So everybody starts breeding dogs with big heads because big heads win. The same goes for bone. Bone was the new buzzword I see, right? And I now see dogs with huge, like tree trunk-like legs and things like that that can hardly move. Why? Because somebody decided this is what I like. And that somebody is somebody influential. And it's somebody that can influence what happens at these shows. The killers of the breed are not the shows. It's the influence that gets exercised at these shows to make certain animals with a specific feature or trait win. Now, what does the breed standard say? The breed standard says you look at the dog in balance. There are many aspects. The breed has a certain identity. And the identity consists of many, many different facets. It's not what one person decides at some stage which is fashionable, and that fashion gets rewarded. We must stop rewarding what is in excess. We must stop rewarding what is too little. Too little and too much are the same things, right? If you have a standard, it sits in the middle. You either go too much this way, it's too much, it's wrong. You go too much this way, it's too little, it is wrong. We suffer seriously from breed blindness. I want you to go back in the history and try and find on Google any of the old Boerboel magazines. Have a look at the dogs. What do the dogs look like? Have a look at the show winners of the latest shows. And sadly, I must say, in this instance, South Africa is of the worst. I still see dogs in the United States winning, which are beautiful, balanced dogs. I see it in Europe. But the country where the dog is known to have been bred and described, not that it originated here, but where it was bred well and described, and it's known as the South African Boerboel, is at this stage doing badly when it comes to utilizing the breed standard, applying the breed standard to the breed, not changing the breed standard to what they choose to breed. We must stop killing the breed. Only what is in the breed standard is what counts. Not my personal opinion, not your personal opinion. Not what I like, not what you like. I thank you. And I want you to, please, if you like this video, give me a like. Subscribe to my channel. You can also go and have a look at my Instagram page. At this stage, it's Linja Boerboels, but I intend to open another Instagram page on the Boerboel Academy. And I will announce much more information about the Boerboel Academy in time to come. My book, the first book that I've written, is still available. It is possible to send it anywhere in the world because COVID is over now. I would ask you to please send me an email to boerboelbook@gmail.com. And I do take some time to respond. I know it sometimes takes me a hell of a long time to respond, but eventually I do, and then your book will reach you. The second book I've been writing is exactly a book on the breed standard of the Boerboel. What does the breed standard say? Why does it say it? What is the scientific reasons for the specific requirements of the breed standard? Not just because my grandfather said so or my uncle liked this. What are the reasons? Why do we say this and that, and why do we prefer certain things above other things? Right. So wait, the book will be coming out and I will announce it soon. I've done 90% of the work on it. So I thank you again, and I hope to see you soon.